Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give it a couple seconds. Sometimes it seems to take about 21 seconds or so before people can actually snap on. So I guess when you start seeing live stream feeds and you're wondering why they're sitting there quiet for a while, they're probably sitting there waiting, like right there, 23. Took 23 seconds for a person to click in. So I'm guessing what I just said was that's why you usually see people sitting there and not talking to the screen for the first couple seconds, because they're live, but nobody's clicked in. So possibly there's that time frame where they're not able to get in. I'm starting to get a little warm. It's pretty nice out here still, so no need to wear this hot, heavy jacket. I just came back to the McDonald's. It was the nearest location. It was really quick from where I was at. Seems to be a little quiet down here. Just do a little bit of maintenance, keeping everything clean. So there was something that I noticed on that last pickup with McDonald's, because I was wondering, like, how do they get their drinks? Like, how do I not make a mess in my vehicle? But before I get there, on the last stream, I noticed that a new subscriber came in, Les Breen. Thank you very much for subscribing in. Pretty cool. This is a little tour. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this going, but it's definitely something in the works. So what I was getting at was with the drinks. Squirt my hands because I just touched that dirty mat. They got this. They obviously had to adapt to the mobile service, and obviously it's nothing new. But restaurants and stuff are looking to accommodate their people, their customers, a little bit more. So obviously they want to make things work. I've worked at the tills and stuff, but never where Skip&Dash's venue was provided or whatever, because I guess I was in the franchise. I'm just gonna throw this in the garbage. What else do I got? Keep the car clean because this is my office. I don't want it to be a garbage pit. I'll be right back. Squirt again, just in case. So, yeah, anyways, they've got these little cardboard pieces, so they're flat and they fold out into a square, kind of like a rectangle square, so that they can put the drink inside and then put the food in beside that, so that it's each got its own little separate divider, kind of like the Skip&Dash bag. There's a divider inside, which I didn't have set up at first, so my bag was always squashing down. Once you have the divider in, it helps hold it in place and gives it that look. So, and then they tape up the bags, usually with 3 seals. So there's no way you're getting in. I'm not saying that there's no way, because there's been a few bags that I've been able to see inside. So that's not the greatest. It'd be better if they just folded it right over and had it sealed. So there's no chance of cross-contamination. We'll get rid of the noise. The less cross-contamination, the better, obviously. But they are making the precautionary, and I'm not interested in anybody else's food, man. I'm interested in keeping you happy, keeping your belly full, and providing a top quality service. So, pretty decent. I should cut my hair, but I haven't really had any complaints or bad looks, and some of the guys look pretty rough. They definitely don't discriminate. When they say they don't discriminate, they don't discriminate. Like, there's a lot of every ethnicity. Gee whiz, sometimes I can't talk, but yeah, there's all kinds of people in there. I'm seeing a lot of like the Eastern Asian, kind of Middle Eastern, a lot of darker skin. I haven't really noticed any young white guys or whatever, but still my second day. But even last night when I was at McDonald's and you see these rows of guys pulling in like 8 or 10 cars at once, they all seem to be of different backgrounds. So I had the option to extend my shift or take my break twice, and I extended my shift. I should have probably just taken a break because my house is right up there, and I could have just gone and quickly got refreshed, grabbed something to eat or whatever. But I'm on the town. I'm gonna try and make some money. So this probably would have been a good time to take a break and then come right back for the lunch rush. But yeah, it is what it is. I haven't even really got into my coffee. I've been fairly busy, like between speaking to you guys on this and then making my orders. I almost actually forgot about my coffee, and I did forget about my one thing that I was eating, and I thought I ordered up the 2 little eggs, and then ended up getting another breakfast sandwich. So a little disappointing there, but hey, my belly got something in it at least, because I didn't refuel last night, and I didn't have time this morning because I woke up just like in a haze. So it's going to be interesting today to see where I will be situated, like emotionally and physically, by the end of the 15 hours, especially with only like 2 hours of sleep last night, because I worked from 8:30 till 3 in the morning, and then didn't really get into bed until 25 to 4, so it took a little while to wind down. So I'm guessing that I fell asleep around 4, and then I had my alarm set for like 6:32 or something like that, to try and keep it as late as possible, but still give me enough time to jump in the shower and wake up and then get dressed and get the heck out. So I didn't even have enough time to make a tea, coffee, or any sort of breakfast, and I didn't have anything to grab. So this has all just been on the go. I'd rather just keep moving with the flow than to try and stop and take a break for my convenience of having a coffee or something like that. I've been able to manage to get it in, during these orders. So I've been able to use the washroom twice now, basically in between orders, while I was picking it up, or in between. Obviously keeping myself safe. Got myself some masks today, because I lost mine the other day and only had one, and I forgot to bring it with me today. So yeah, I've got masks, and I've got some hand sanitizer, so I can squirt my hands, keep myself safe. I'd still like to get gloves, but nobody else is using them, and nobody really seems to be super concerned. I guess they do use them in the franchise locations here. They're obviously touching lots of doors and everything, and that's just their extra precautionary. And a lot of these franchises have gloves available for their workers regardless, just because of the chemicals that are around and everything else. So it makes sense. They got to do the work. You got to protect your people if you want them to do certain jobs. The way I see it, corporations and companies, safety comes first. They should be paying for what it takes to do the job safely. And that's exactly why I quit my last job. I was bugged over and over and over again to do the job safely and properly, yet nobody knew how to do it safely or properly, because the foreman or superintendent told the foreman to tell me that, oh, I can't get out of the machine with the boom hoisted in the air because of the hydraulics. And I know that. But yet he didn't want to give me a swamper, or they didn't want to provide me with a swamper, like a man that works on the ground that's certified in rigging. And like the only people there that knew how to rig were the iron workers and the one foreman for the subcontractors. Other than that, it was myself, and it was super ski. Well, I guess I had our foreman, the one older guy that worked pipeline before. He kind of knew how to rig. He was pretty smart about it. But other than that, like it was touchy, it was sketchy. And then more and more trades showing up on site and just getting more and more sketchy. People walking underneath loose loads and everything. Doesn't matter if you flagged it off with red ribbon. And if it's going to be unsafe, I'm not going to work there. So yeah, I do push the limits a little bit on stuff, but I stay within reasonable grounds where I'm not going to get overly in trouble. So push a few limits with this. Been making a few UEs. I totally make sure the area is clear, and make sure I'm in a wide open space. I'm not just doing it in a tight spot if I do flip a UE, if I have to. But generally I try to go into a branch off road and do a UE kind of halfway into somebody's driveway or something like that, so it's not too bad. Looks like my landlord driving by. Yeah. The city's it's a small town, big city effect. Everything seems like it's a big city, but it's really small. because it's very easy to run into people around here unexpectedly. So quite interesting. Yeah, thought there was something else I wanted to say that I learned this morning, but so far I pretty much got everything out that I wanted to get out. It was, yeah, like the cups, I was wondering how they'd leak or not. I don't have a drink tray. I noticed a lot of guys carrying drink trays on the side of their bag, but then I don't know if they actually ever use it or if it's just there just as precautionary, just in case. So that would be something to look into. Would be getting myself at least 1 or 2 of those drink trays, so that we got something proper to hold. But that being said, everything's supposed to stay inside these bags, so they should be bagging everything accordingly. So they should be putting cups in the proper trays or whatever it has to be to keep that stuff sturdy and still and inside a sealed bag, especially with the coronavirus and any other virus that's traveling around. We want to keep people protected. This food is coming hot off the press and obviously not getting sealed like in a plastic process, so it would sweat and it would be horrible. And that's the thing about it. You guys ever order a set of fries and then wait a while to eat them, then they go all soggy. So I don't like waiting too long to eat my food, and when I buy something and I go for a little cruise, I want to try and make it short and sweet. So yeah, I'm trying to make it very quick to get the food to these people, get their appreciation level, keep them happy, and on top of it, try and build up a following here, and try and get to the point where I can do this live all the time. So I'll be able to call out your order number. You're going to know your order, and then you're going to see me disappear into the store and come back into the car. We do need to keep privacy rights, so I can't be saying names or giving out addresses. That's part of the sign-on process, and it's part of the Canadian policy anyways, just with the privacy rights. But by calling out the order number, there's no names attached to that. So it's just 4 digits that you basically call out when you're inside one of the pickup locations. You're supposed to have your phone so that you can verify it and it's proper, because there can be a mix-up. I've been to a couple places now where there's 2 or 3 of the people there, and it wouldn't take much to mix it up. And I've kind of been bad. Sorry, I haven't been checking the numbers, but I have been verifying it with whoever comes through. Like they physically look at the number. I tell them the number, ask them if it's that, and they verify with me. So that's my way of verifying and saving time, because I don't know where that number is yet on the sticker the workers here do. So it's going to be quicker for them to find it and me just say the number that I have and verify back and forth that way. So it's working. And then, yeah, some of them, obviously, they're used to you Skip&Dash people being very antsy. I'm the kind of guy that'll just pace naturally. I'm bad for that. When I'm high energy or when I'm thinking about something, I'll pace. I'm surprised I didn't wear any holes through the floors yet, especially at my last house. They were amazed with how new the floor still looked, like the rug and whatnot. I lived there for 5 years, but I lived on the road as a consultant, so I was never home. So the pacing I did there was pretty minimal. But the days that I was home, it was extreme sometimes. So I've noticed them because they're like, just 1 minute, buddy, just 1 minute. And that's just me, because I'm sitting in the car all day. You can only move so much. So then when you do get out of the car, I try to move as much as possible. And so that's kind of why I'm pacing. I'll do some light stretching. And this guy's trying to back into me. No, all right. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep myself busy and active. I don't want to be sitting here being lazy. The body will end up getting sore. I can already feel the effect of it in this seat. I've drove many miles over the years, drove many pickups, 16, 17, 18 hours. I've drove across Canada straight, like even slept in my truck and then got right back up and drove from Calgary to Toronto. That took 4 days straight. So I've done a fair amount of driving, and I know my comfort zone. And this is a nice car, don't get me wrong. The seats are really comfy, But when you don't have that ergonomics on the back, you know, to push your back out, the lumbar, that's what it is. When you don't have that lumbar extraction, then, you know, you're limited to how you can sit. But still, I try to move around in here a little bit. Obviously, you can see me. And then when I'm in there, I'm pacing around. I don't grab my feet or anything to stretch my legs like I would normally, because I'm trying to keep my hands in a place where it's clean. I want to provide good representation. Obviously, I got Skip's name all around me, and then I'm representing myself as a business owner. And we want to build good customer relationship, but not only customer relationship, I want to build a good relationship with all of the providers as well, right? So if I'm not building a relationship with them, then this could get like sticky. So I'd rather, because I've seen some of these guys come into the stores as I've been in these stores and kind of watch the whole process go through, and some of them get pretty howly, both back and forth, right? So it's either the Skip guy or girl, Skip personnel, or whoever is the restaurant worker, and I've seen some issues there. So I want to keep it on the cool, on the down low. It's hard with my kind of attitude atmosphere. They see that I'm pacing, I'm high energy, and I want to move. So in a way, it kind of helps because they want to help me move too. Right. Okay, so it just popped up. Eager to earn. Toggle your status to available to check for extensions. And so that's just up top. Is 11:45 a.m. to 3:45 a.m. upcoming shift. I'm actually offline right now, so I guess I'm not working. 11 to. So my shift doesn't start until for another 45 minutes, I guess. I could put myself back online, but since I'm taking a break, I might as well take a break. They're forcing me to, because I swiped twice to extend my shift. We are taking a break. Like, I've been talking to you guys for 17 minutes now, but didn't realize that I wasn't being scanned, or that I wasn't scanning. So I'm going to click on my shift, his upcoming shift, 11:45 to 3:45. So yeah, I'm going to take a little break because working YouTube is a job on its own. Talking to you guys, providing you with as much information as possible that I'm learning. Sooner or later, it'll die out. Hopefully not. I want to be continually learning with this, but so the learning process right now is where to be hanging out for morning shifts, what locations are delivering, or where are they delivering from. It doesn't seem like there's as many people on the morning shift, so it's kind of good. You kind of got two kinds of people, right, in the world. There's people that like to get up early, and there's people that like to stay up late. So this kind of accommodates both of that, and I kind of work in both areas. I'm more of a morning person. I'm used to getting up at 4:30 in the morning, so I'm more of the morning person. But I'm noticing there's some pretty high activity at night because there's a lot of night people, and generally more people at night want to eat larger, more expensive, fancy meals, right? They want to treat themselves. It's not breakfast. Breakfast is breakfast. Like, you're not going to spend more than $20 on a breakfast, and that's going to be pretty freaking elaborate. Like, I've spent $15 at an IHOP, and it blew me away that I spent $15 at an IHOP, and I think that was the last IHOP I ever went to. I'm hopping right on out of here. See ya. Like, totally American colors all over the store, and it was in Niagara Falls when I went there. So I'd never been to an IHOP, but you can tell it's an American franchise. Just the name, the colors, the way it's set up, and then the pricing is like, are you for real? For pancakes and bloody waffles, $15? Like, you know how many pancakes and waffles you can make for $15? Like, wow, man. But I understand it. It's a business. They got to pay wages. They got to pay for the facility and all the overhead, the upkeep and everything else. So there's a lot behind it. And we don't see that. And that's why we kind of get like, what? Why is this meal so expensive? But when you start to look at it, they have no choice. In a way, otherwise the business is just going to fail. So it is what it is. Yeah, I want to get out, walk around, get some fresh air. That's my big thing right now. I'm sitting in the car, and I'm just very little commutes between the door and the car. So, yeah, I want to stretch a little bit further. So we're at 20 minutes now. I think that's a good feed. That's log number 5. Trying to keep this in my head of log number 6. I think the next game plan would be to write myself a little cue card in the morning or whatever, so that's my title and that's what I stick to. I think what I'm using right now, like day 2, log 1, or log 2, log 3, and then the Skip&Dash live stream, Victoria, BC, that seems like a pretty good title because it's going to be very repetitive, and it's just going to be the difference of day 1, day 2, day 3, and then log 1, log 2, 1, 3. So you'll see when I'm more active, I obviously am not going to be able to be logging in as much and making these representations back and forth to inform you guys of where I'm at, what's going on. But that's good. So the less I'm doing, the more I'm making, and the less I'm aggravating you guys or annoying you. I don't know. If you're watching, I must be entertaining, or something or the other. Maybe you just think I'm absolutely bonkers and you want to see how this is working, because it is bonkers when I come up with the idea of, well, I didn't come up with the idea. I was just so darn stressed out that I quit my job in the middle of COVID. I quit my job making $27 an hour operating a Zoom boom for a company that I could walk to work from, to quitting on a Wednesday and then signing up for the dishes, Skip and Dish, on Friday. I think it was final result at 3:30, 3:24 in the morning. And that was when I filled out for the full security clearance and got the bags purchased and sent off. That's when the online system registered it, I guess, is what I'm going to go with. And then by Monday afternoon, I had my bags. And Monday, I ended up going through the security clearance with the postal office, because they do it through verification with pictures, and then they do it verification through person. And then wasn't exactly paying attention to the app and everything as I was kind of going on through this. I was talking to the computer, or you guys, a little bit more so than paying attention to the app. And yeah, just kind of slowed myself down by a couple hours in each little step. So, 2 to 3 hours, give or take. The one was an hour and a half when I had my very first shift. And then signed on. So it's been working out because I didn't have a shift assigned to me for up to a week, and then found a little way around that and went on and changed it up. So there we go. Tomorrow, it changed. 7:15 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. What happened there? Oh, that changed. I'm going to have to change this shift on Thursday because I got a doctor's appointment. But Thursday, my shifts. Oh, that was what was open. So my shifts on Thursday, 12 a.m. to 3. So I'm working till 3 o'clock in the morning tonight. And then I start at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. So I'll get a little bit of time to rest, which is good. But I'm going to take off for now because I've got like half an hour left, more or less, of my shift. So I might as well freaking just go kind of clean myself up a little bit and make myself feel a little better. It's going to be a long shift. I got to stay awake and stay alive. So I'll see you soon and keep you updated with my first 15-hour shift on my second day. And let's see how crazy this gets, because I'm crazy. Anyways, I'll see you soon. I wish you luck. Wish me luck. Need to make enough money.